Hey everybody, this is Christopher, and I've been sending you some emails for the last few days that you should have been getting, telling you my story about how I heard the words you would never ever think you would hear as an owner, and they came from my wife, and that was, "You're fired." And how can you get fired from your own business, right? But it was because, well, we opened up in the mall, our salon spa, a long time ago, and we're working 80 hours a week. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales, and there's no money. I'm like, what the heck? We even got our own building and had all of that expense and a staff of a dozen, and we didn't know what to do. Where's the money? So I went to the Vegas show, Salon and Spa show, but didn't go into the show floor. I went to the educational rooms and listened to everyone. Was in class all day for 3 days straight. Got confused as heck. Overload information overload. Hey, let me get this information overload. And I thought, well, what do we do? So I went to the guy who made the most sense, who had the most business sense, and got his $10,000 consulting package. Flew him out, spent time with myself, spent time with the staff, and pretty much the number one thing he said was, make sure that your staff sells retail and reschedules people. So I did all this training around a proper consultation and taught my staff how to do that right, how to probe and get to the problem. That way, after the service, they could do a spa scription and sell retail products and sell a treatment program. And there was still no money. And I started watching, and I would see my staff, open the door, send the client out of the room, show them how to do a stretch or two after a massage, and say, okay, thank you, goodbye, and or talk a little, facial thing, but they just sent them on their own. I'm like, holy cow! So I went up and I said, hey, Wendy, let's say Wendy, can I talk to you? She goes, sure. And I said, when the client comes out, you're supposed to walk them up front, and I went through the process, and hand them the spa prescription, and put the product there and recommend the product, and go over the treatment plan and get them back on the books, and get a referral, hopefully, and then send them on their way. Just don't say goodbye from your room. And she goes, okay. And she went straight to my wife and broke down in tears and said I yelled at her, and they don't take constructive criticism that well, and I'm sure I had something to do with it too, because I don't manage that well, obviously, and she quit. So my wife fired me, and then it happened again and again. So my wife fired me again, and it's like, okay, I've got to get out. I realized this is a problem. My staff are not doing what they should be doing, and my paycheck, my money, the profit, forget profit, just paying myself is up to staff. And you never know if they're going to do their job or not, unless you're a great manager and you consistently train them over and over and over. Actually, my consultant, that I paid 10 grand for, he's like, you got to retrain them. You train them twice a month, and every 3 to 6 months you got to retrain them on the same stuff you already trained them to keep them going, because there's highs and lows, and they always change. So I thought, holy cow, what can I do? I can't work in the business, so let me work on the business. And I realized the one thing that I can do that is 100% in my control, not dependent upon anyone else, but up to me, is I need to market the business. And that's the number one job of any owner, is market your business. Specifically getting new clients in. That way, hopefully, my staff will sell product and get them on a treatment program and reschedule them and do what they're supposed to do. So if marketing your business is the number one thing, what do you do for marketing? And I remembered when we opened in the mall, well, before we opened in the mall, we just moved to Colorado, and we had this big executive home signed in the mall, thousands a month for a multi-year contract, and we had to build it out, which costs a lot of money. And more importantly, Mother's Day was coming up. So I thought, well, let's just run a small ad in the paper, just a little business card size thing in the local Gazette, and run a special for Mother's Day, and we can take people in our home, or we'll be open soon as our build on is done, and people can come in there. So lo and behold, we didn't have any sales. We got like one phone call and no sales. And so we didn't pay our bill. And the sales manager called up, and we just opened up in the mall. We just finished our build out. And I said, I don't mind giving a huge percentage of what I make to my ad budget to pay for this. I'll give 50%, but and typically 5 to 10% or 20 is like way insane. But I said I'll give 50% to this. But I didn't get any sales. And she said, well, you got to keep running ads. You got to run more ads and more ads, and people get to know your name, and then they'll remember you and think of you, and they'll call you. And I thought, well, why would I run another ad? This ad got nothing. Why would I do that again? She wanted me to brand my business. And I said, look, you run me another ad. You put your money where your mouth is and run me another ad, and until I get my 10 clients to pay for this, and I'll give you 50% until that happens. And she actually said yes. I don't know why. She was a new sales manager. I caught her on a good day. Nobody else had asked, but she said yeah. And not only will I do that, but I'm going to have my ad team make a whole campaign for you, thousands of dollars. And she ran me this 3/4 page color ad, saying to come in. And then she ran the following week a half-page black and white ad. Then she called up to gloat, and she's like, yeah, how are those ads doing? And I'm like, we have 6 people. We have 4 more to go. And she couldn't believe it. So she ran, I think, 2 more, another third, and then a 1/4 page black and white. And we had our 10 people. I sent her money, and that was it. But so I remember this can get expensive. Don't brand. I need results-based marketing. I need marketing where when I put it on my credit card at the beginning of the month, by the end of the month, I'll have enough money that would have come in from whatever it is that I got to pay for itself. And that's the whole point of advertising anyway, right? Is to get clients in the door, not just to get your name out there. So I talked to the women's magazine that are in all the doctors' offices and spas and all these places all over town, and spoke to the owner, because the salespeople can't take me on the phone, and really got down to it and went back and forth. And she's like, within 6 months, don't expect any clients, don't expect anyone to come in the first 6 months, but by the end of 12 months, the ad should have paid for itself. I'm like, what's the point of this? And the ad pays for itself with what? 100% going toward the ad? That is not, I don't need something that I have to pay $1,000 a month for 6 months. And then, at the end of 12 months, I've hopefully made back my money of if I take all the sales and put it toward that. So forget that. And I thought, well, that's all based on branding. I need something that's based on results. So direct response marketing. So that would be a coupon magazine where you put out, and it's a whole magazine with 1 or 2 coupons per page. And I love those things, and I go to those things. I eat out all the time. And, I've got a new building. I've been fired from working in it. I just got a beautiful $6,000 website that all of our clients love. I've got this consulting training. I've got the build out. I've got everything. I've got to make this work. So I spent $2,000 for a full page ad in the coupon magazine, and we get like 2. one or two for a massage that's pretty much half price. Or for free haircuts, hoping to get the repeat client, and tried a bunch of different stuff. And the local, small, itty bitty local neighborhood newspaper, tried that. Tried the RSVP mailers, which is postcards. Postcards in a clear saran wrap package of 20 postcards. So it's another coupon mailer. And that was 3,000. And then I tried Half Page in the coupon magazine and went through all of this stuff, and I got my response up 400%. Still though, I only made a couple $100, and the ad cost me thousands. So I'm losing money on that. And they said, well, the lifetime client value. How much is your client worth? $10,000 over the life of the client? Well, that's how much you should credit toward this campaign working. And I said, no. Nice try, but no. And I thought, well, gee, the phone book we gave up years ago, the newspaper, forget that. Print, coupon, direct mail, none of this is working. What about radio? And I had tried radio before, spent thousands in one day, Valentine's Day, for online gift certificate sales, got no sales. So I said, I'm not going to make that mistake again. Instead, let's be their number one prize, because Christmas is coming up. And gift certificates are hot. Spa gift certificates at that time were the gift, and we will be the number one grand prize for their radio station promo Christmas giveaway. Rented lips, sorry. And it was everywhere. It was all over the radio. They ran that thing constantly. Our name was out there over and over and over and over. And this was for trade. And good thing, because we got one paying client for a $400 gift certificate who gave it to his girlfriend, who came in and said, I don't have time for this. This was the stupidest thing you ever bought me. I want a refund. And that was the one client we got from the radio. And we gave away a year's worth of spa services. And so the radio didn't work. And I thought, holy crap, what about TV? TV. So I found the best TV guy in the nation, got all of his secrets, and it worked. We got famous, we got popular, we got all this stuff, but you couldn't measure it. It was all based on branding. I mean, numbers were up some, but I have to spend $3,000 every month consistently to be on TV, and we got famous, but it didn't bring in any money, or nothing tangible, nothing like boom, and that's what I'm looking for. And I thought, what the heck? And I thought, what about, all my clients love my website. Why don't I do that? Why don't I figure out, why aren't I getting calls from my website? And I realized it was invisible to Google because, well, two reasons. It wasn't Google friendly. If you go to marketinggrader.com and you run your website through there, they score you compared to all the other websites on a curve. And so it's 100% scale. And if your score is not high, Google says this website's no good. Why should I send people to this website? And so once it's Google friendly and it has what Google wants, it also has to have the right words, the right keywords. And the keywords that 99.9% of every website designer out there that they do is they base your website on your business's name. But I don't need people who are searching for my business. I need people who are looking for what I do. Because no one knows my name. Less than 1% of the town knows your name. I need people who are searching for what I do. So I had to re-keyword my whole website. I had to make it more Google friendly, and I still wasn't, I got to page one, but the phone still wasn't ringing. And, and here I am, I have to pay $100 to the designer every time I want to change. I realized I need authority, because people are surfing the web. They're hopping from one website to another, right? And I'm like, I'm not stopping them. I mean, I got an email sign up on there, join our monthly newsletter, but not enough people are getting on. I'm only getting, maybe a dozen a month or so, and and they're not coming in. They're not calling, despite all the traffic I'm getting. So I fired my designer because the stuff I have to do is so radical. One, she's too expensive. I have to pay for her to make changes because I can't change stuff. I try and copy and paste and change things in HTML and code, and it's just a nightmare. It's a mess. I'm like, I need to redo this whole thing on my own platform, on something that I don't have to have special software to use. Anyone can use. It's simple. I can have staff or management update it, keep it fresh, keep it new, and this way I can make all these changes that are going to give me authority and make people stop surfing the web and just call me. Because I've got the visitors, because I SEO'd it, I keyworded it, and now I need to get that authority so people call me. And so I fired my designer, and I start changing my site, and I almost left off the most important part. And thank God that this horrible thing happened to us, because I never would have figured this out if it weren't for this. But sink or swim, I had to swim. I had to figure this out. And what it was is that the city declared eminent domain on our building, and we lost our building. They built an on-ramp, plowed it under. It was gone. We had to move. And when you move, what happens? Well, the people who love that location don't come. The people who don't like where you're moving to don't come. Until all the online directories and Google update your location, people who are looking online for where you are miss their appointments. They don't show up. You've got to build out and move, which the city paid for, but still we had to be closed. So we had staff quit. I was like, oh my gosh. And Christmas is coming. This was like 2 months before Christmas that we got this letter saying that our building is gone, move, leave. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to lose our regulars, we're going to lose clients, we're going to have missed appointments, we're losing our staff, and we're going to miss out on holiday gift certificate sales. This is bad. I have not only, got to get my website with authority, but I've also got to get people to bring in money. And this needs to happen on autopilot. So if I'm marketing my business, what can happen in my sleep? What can happen consistently, day after day after day? And I found a specific software and a special sequence. It's a system. It's a formula of what to do that actually stops people from surfing, gets them onto my email list, and then gets them to come in to my salon spa and bring me money. And it was a special formula. I mean, my email rates went up 1,000%. And I get, a dozen or so clients come in every month, which means I got $1,000 a month or so in new clients coming in every month on autopilot consistently for month after month after month after month after month for years now. And this is what I want to show you guys what to do. Because I believe, number one, you need to have control over your own income. You need to be marketing your business. And that will affect your profit and your pay. And it's 100% in your hands. And marketing your business, the best way to do this is online, because you're investing in something that you own. And if you're leasing your website, if you're paying monthly for your website, you need to stop that, because you will pay forever. You will never own it. It's like staying in a hotel. Instead, you need to build a house, because everything online all revolves around your website. So we need to make it Google friendly. We need to optimize it for keywords that people are looking for, not your name. And we need to create authority. And most importantly, we need to set up this system on your website that gets people in the door and bringing you money on autopilot. And that's what I have going on. You can register, where is it? This way, down below. There's a button where you can register for a training that I have going on. And we are going to dive into all 5 and then 6 SEO. We got to go over SEO some too because that's very important. Once you get to page 1, SEO will help get you to the top of page 1, monthly SEO. And so we're going to go over all 6 things. And it's going to be a huge, long training that's going to cover all of this. And I don't want your money if you're not happy. Actually, I'm not even going to charge you for this class until after the class is over. So it's just $1 to hold your spot, and then it's going to be $97 for the training after it's over. So you can come to the training and you can learn everything, how to set up your website or what platform to use so you can edit it easily and without buying software, how to make it Google friendly so Google gives you a high website score, and check out your score. If your score is below 70%, especially below 60%, there's no way Google is going to send you any traffic. And that they're sending you traffic based on your keywords, which is what people are searching for, not your business's name. So when they find your website, you get authority, and people say, wow, these are the guys I need to go to. This is the best salon spa in town. I don't even need to look anywhere else. But then, that kind of stops unless that 5th element, you get them onto your email list and into your location to bring you money. So you've got all of this happening on autopilot, and it is the ultimate marketing system, the ultimate tool, and the ultimate investment for your business. And then you just SEO it monthly to build higher and higher and higher in those rankings. So register down below because this training is going to be huge. I'm going to give away, literally, I charge, I paid $6,000 for my website from a designer, and it was just pretty. It wasn't Google friendly. It wasn't keyworded. If you want to keyword your website, that's another couple thousand at least. Making it Google friendly is another few thousand. Setting up a marketing system on it and creating authority. This is the stuff that I put into the websites I do that I charge $6,000 to $12,000 for. And I'm doing it all in a training for you to come check out. You come check it out, and if you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it. So click the button below, and I will see you. We're going to have this training very soon, so in the next day or two. So I will see you online, and we will get all of this taken care of for you.